closest I've come to flipping a bike in 500 videos we've done. Why? I didn't expect a 100 to rev to the moon like that. Wow. Holy moly. She's a ripper. Don't miss your chance to win a brand new 2022 Honda CRF 450 Works Edition for 10 bucks. Go to www.kaplancycles.com. Buy your ticket today. Hey guys, when my doctor, when I broke my back in 2017, said no more wheelies. Well, I've done about probably 10,000 wheelies since then. And
how do you feel?
Well, I feel like I almost flipped this thing over. And I ride CR500s on a daily. This thing has got the most power of a 70s 100 I've ever ridden. I had a 74 TM100. This thing's got the racing expansion chamber on. It's just been through the full wizard tune. Carb's been rebuilt. The top end's fresh, and it's an absolute freaking rocket ship, man.
I've never seen a downpipe on one of these early Enduros.
You know what the best part about it is?
What's that?
Guys, this is the original factory paint job on here. It's almost worn through right there. It's a little faded, but it's the original factory paint job with a nice patina on it. Christy made a fresh set of decals for it because the original ones were faded, and Ronnie buffed it, wet sanded it, and re-clear coated it, and it looks freaking beautiful. This has just been through a full Monty restoration on it. It's got a new front tire, new rear tire, a new Preston Petty, freshly painted Preston Petty fender, new front number plate, new grips. These are the original bars. They're in good shape. The original forks are in good condition. The original chrome, most of the finishes on the bike, the chrome, the paint on the gas tank, it's all original. It even has the original steel fender, and I almost wrapped it around the seat. If I went over backwards, that thing would have been history. So just remarkable to have a classic like this survive the ides of time, you know. It's got a brand new gold chain on it. It's got a beautiful set of period correct Red Wing shocks. Can you zoom in on the Red Wing logo there?
Yeah.
These are in really good condition. The whole bike must have been parked in someone's garage for many moons because it can't have much time on it at all. Check out the seat bottom on this thing. The seat's in beautiful condition. Hey, how come paperwork's blowing by here? Hey, there's your work order. There goes the work order. So, hey, we've seen that before.
No, it's just a bill of sale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so,
I don't need this.
The original seat and seat foam is in excellent condition. It has a new set of aluminum period correct number plates on it. So this is what the motocross bike of 1972 would look like, because they really didn't have motocross 100s yet. They were still converting enduros during that era. This is before Yamaha came out with their production MX versions. So it has a chain guide on here. You can see, if you zoom in on the motor, you can see the engine cases are in beautiful condition. The LT2 engine, serial number 101983. It's got the nice little Mikuni carb with a brand new air filter on it. Just an absolute ripper. This thing still has the original kickstand on it, which is pretty remarkable. Original pegs, all the cycle parts are in good condition. The rear swing arm bearing and wheel bushings are basically brand new, zero. Those are the original bearings and they're not worn out. So when you get a bike that's got the original cycle parts like that, the original swing arm bearings, wheel bearings that are still tight, you know it's got very little hours on it. And to have an original gas tank, dent free, it's 51 years old. It's a 1972, and the 2023s are coming out this month. So this is it's had its 50th birthday. So brand new set of Uri grips on it. Let me grab the work order and I'll read it off for you. I think the performance speaks for itself. The thing's a freaking rocket ship. That was second gear coming up the hill. I'm 220 pounds, and this thing stood straight up on me. Trust me, the motor is a little hot rod. What are your thoughts about this bike, Junior?
Man, I wish Marcel was here to chime in on this, our resident enduro expert. But guys, the HT90 and the LT100, a little obscure. You didn't see a lot of these. Definitely lower production than the 250s and the 360s, and on a different chassis. Pre-73 Yamaha enduros are in demand. This is an extremely rare machine, and it's set up for off-road competition. It actually came from a collector in California of fine vintage dirt bikes, some really super clean Elsinores 74 and 5 CR125 and a pristine 74 CR250, as well as a AT3MX that was just pristine, and this bike didn't disappoint. It's a real deal. Check the gallery.
Back to the motor on this thing. These things are absolutely bulletproof, these early Yamahas. They are built to stand the test of time. I had a GT80 that we rode literally tanks of gas through every day all summer long. It must have had 1,000 hours on that original motor, because we rode it for years, from 72 till 75. So 72 Me and my brother shared that bike for 4 years, and we would take turns riding it all day long until the chain basically would fall off or run out of gas. But these motors are bulletproof. This one's freshly rebuilt by a connoisseur collector who had all performance vintage racing bikes. It was done right. The thing straight up hauls ass. 5-speed overdrive transmission. A lot of these earlier bikes were 4-speed. This is a 5-speed. If you're looking for a bike to ride, a vintage bike to ride, this is an excellent bike. They're inexpensive to own and operate and maintain, and if you need to rebuild the top end, you can do them in literally a couple hours. So piston port induction, tractable 2-stroke power. The downpipe on this thing, show them the downpipe, Kenny. Zoom in on the underside of it. There's not a single ding in it. It's brand new. It's never been ridden off-road, because it'd be, if you rid it off-road or raced it off-road, there'd be dings and dents in it. The pipe is virtually brand new, not a single ding in it. Tubular steel, full cradle chassis. You can see this has twin down tubes. Nice red wing shocks they're a little longer than stock. You can see that gives it a little more aggressive rake on the front, which will make it turn better. It rides beautifully. It's an absolute rocket ship, and it's a 50-year-old antique. Where are you going to find another pristine LT2 like this? There's just few and far between. So, and guys, these things are super light. This thing weighs 130 pounds. Can you imagine that? That's absolutely ridiculous. They're super lightweight, lots of power, good power to weight ratio. We went right through the whole bike. I'll read the work order. It's got a new NGK spark plug. The compression on the new top end is perfect at 150 PSI. The carb was serviced, cleaned, and tuned. New carb float bowl gasket, has a brand new uni air filter, bolt-on air filter. The fuel tank was flushed on the inside, cleaned on the inside, and inspected. And then of course the outside, I already mentioned, was wet sanded, buffed, clear coated, and we preserved we did not paint the tank. That's original factory paint job on there. Installed the new fuel petcock, new fuel lines. We're running VPT2 premixed non-ethanol fuel, new gear oil. They put new fork seals on it, fresh fork oil. Inspected and lubed the cables. It has a new throttle cable on it. It has a new gold chain, new front tube, rim. New front tire, tube, and rim strip. This is a Rinaldi Extreme Enduro tire. It's a 70-119 RMX 35 front tire. Rinaldi makes an excellent tire. The period correct aluminum number plates are new. Runs fantastic. Has a really cool throaty sound. The bike was steam cleaned, hand washed, buffed, waxed. They clear coated the gas tank. They did some repaint. The exhaust was repainted. Some touch up on the frame. They went right through it top to bottom, polished all the chrome, repainted the fork lowers, repainted the engine cases. As you can see, the cylinder was repainted. Ronnie had it in the detail shop. Let me grab that page of the work order. I got like pages of notes here. 16 hours, 2 full days in a detail shop, doing what I mentioned in the tank, painting the rear fender, painting the front fender, painting the fork lowers, painting the engine cases, painting the cylinder, and yet maintaining that original look, which is not an easy thing to do. And I love that patina, the fine patina that only 2 years of an honest off-road life would bring. So, and no dents in the tank, which is remarkable. If you wanted to repaint the tank, you could, but I just love that look of that original. What color is that? Do you know what they call that, Kenny?
Man, I'm drawing a blank. But if you see a green Enduro in this shade, you know it's a 72 LT2.
All the hardware, the wheels, the bars, the forks, all the controls was polished. That's basically it. It's got the new number 1s on there. And I can't imagine that you wouldn't win a 100cc class race, vintage race with this thing exactly the way it is. It's got the great red wing shocks on there. The forks are just rebuilt. It's got a new sprocket and new chain, as mentioned. The brakes have been gone through. The engine's rebuilt. It's about as good as you're going to get performance-wise out of one of these. And it's an absolute rocket. The bottom line on the work order for everything I mentioned that was done to the bike was, I've got literally pages of notes here. $2,300 in parts and labor. I've got like 6 pages of notes that you'll get all the notes, all the service notes on it. $2,300 in parts and labor on the bike. That's about it. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, the tank is evidence of an easy life, but there are some original components that aren't exactly perfect. I want to note the foot rubber is not perfect. Those are available. The seat cover has been replaced. The original airbox
this side the foot peg's in better shape.
Yeah, on that side. It's great.
A little patina on the chrome too, as
Right.
you'd expect. The chrome finish is showing 50 year. Whoa, I almost dropped it. I definitely would want to kill myself if I did that. So imagine being the one that put the first dent in a 50-year-old classic. So yeah, a Baja Preston Petty front fender. The chrome looks good from 10 foot, but if you get up closely, you can see there is a fine patina on the original bars, the original Kickstarter, the fork uppers. Now, if you wanted to take it apart and restore it cosmetically, you could. We're trying to keep the price affordable on this. We just put $2,383. It's the bottom line, $2,383 on the work order with parts and labor. So we it's still going to be priced affordably. So
To ride it, you would find it's a very tight, mechanically mint classic Yamaha.
yeah, and it's built to ride and it's comfortable. So very cool piece. Starts first kick every time.